FRACK. We live in a fracked up world, don't we? What would you think if you heard that in your classroom? Would you think gushing water underneath the Earth's surface to push up fossil fuels? Or would you think of it in this context? Whether it's hydraulic fracturing, the acceptable expletive of Battlestar Galactica, or the fracking facilitated in our own classrooms, we've come to an age where we solve the problems on the surface without caring much for what's underneath. But nothing concerns the human race more than the fracking facilitated in our classrooms. That is, the formulaic requirements and creativity killers. My contention is that fracking encourages our kids to think like mindless fracking Cylons. By asking kids to fill in the blanks in writing, we're creating conflicts of man versus machine. Fracked up rubrics look like these. With Common Core in our faces, we're tempted to impose formats or numbers that really don't have any connection to what it means to be critical human thinkers during the writing process. Some approaches even call for certain ratios of evidence to analysis in writing. Don't let this time of Common Core literacy requirements be seen as a time to let inquiry spin up its FTL and leave the human race behind. You see, with Common Core, everyone is responsible for good writing. As a University of Illinois Writing Project Fellow, I studied writing from the perspective of the 9 Rights of Every Writer by Vicky Spandel. When we frack up writing, we're violating 2 rights of human writers, that is, the right to be assessed well and the right to go beyond formula. Rubrics mirror what we value, so it's important that we not leave out what we care about. Formulas may have an appearance on the outside that makes them look human, but the machine driving everything has little connection to what it means to be human, critical thinkers. Counting is simple. Thinking is hard to achieve and thus very hard to assess. We'd like to tell students, here, let me do the hard thinking for you, you just fill in the blanks. But you see, folks, formulas in writing make for good recipes, not for good writing. It allows us to check out of the grading process as well by making us less reflective readers. Now, the question is how to avoid fracking when so much of our school culture is driven by rubrics. Here's how to set condition 1 across your Battlestar when fracking shows up on your DRADIS. First, in scaffolding, avoid the this, then this, or sentence by sentence requirements. The lowest turn-in rate I've ever had was when I dragged students through Melcon or Tealcon paragraphing, sentence by sentence. Over the course of the year, really only pick 1 or 2 areas to start with. Wait for mastery, and then proceed to add the rest of your rubrics on in writing. Also add a little bit of an area for discovery. You'd be surprised what students would take risks with. Perhaps it's in organization, perspective, or genre. Provide links in your electronic rubrics so that students can go see the mentor text themselves and then model their revisions off of it. Award that type of critical thinking by allowing them to be the first ones to mark up their paper. That way, they preserve their authorial ownership. You can easily do this in annotations or comments in Google Docs. Have them tell you where they took risks and where they think they paid off. Research essay, you say, instead of really just forcing that one library database, teach them the CRAP test. Believe me, they love to sniff out crappy sources. Now, fellow facilitators, the last and most final important part of this is that rubrics should mirror the values of your local community. So make sure that your students are engaging in the rubrics. Leave half of them empty. After the first or second drafts, have them construct their own criterion. If we're to let Common Core guide us back to Earth, an Earth that was destroyed by NCLB Cylons, we got to stop fracking around, folks. Guised in state-distributed rubrics, the Cylons may still be out there, but keep in mind they're still machines. Now, if you want to keep the conversation going, tweet me. Talk to me nerdy. I'll respond. And I'll just leave you with this. Embrace better rubric practice. Avoid fracking up this world. Let humanity win. So say we all.